Hello, this is the Council on Independent Fundamental Bible Doctrine. I'm doing my next video in the Amazing Word series on the science section. It's titled The Universe. All right, so we're going to look at some things in the universe that are delineated in the Bible thousands of years prior to science actually figuring it out. I should say some more things about the universe because there's a lot that we've already covered, and there's more. Even after this series is done, you can find science in the Bible at any particular time just reading it. That's how amazing it is. There's even more. So anyway, let's go ahead and look at the first slide in this video titled The Universe. And God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let there be for signs and for seasons and for days and years, and let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth." And so it was. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. Okay, these coupled with number 13 above, I did not number them, so you'll show exceptional knowledge of the inner workings of the lunar and solar cycles. And even further, there are implications that it understands the relationship between the tides and the moon cycles, as we read Jeremiah 31:35. "Thus saith the Lord, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for a light by night, which divideth the sea when the waves thereof roar. The Lord of hosts is his name." So some people have understood tides came in and out, but without an understanding of gravity and the relationship to the moon, there's no way they knew that the moon was the thing that affected this. So this verse clearly states a relationship between the moon and the seas that was not understood till thousands of years later. The Bible just happens to state the correct science again. The Bible has perfect understanding of science throughout its pages. Science which came much later to the knowledge of men. Science that was in the Bible much earlier than in the minds of men. "But the day of the Lord is come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works thereof shall be burned up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in holy conversation, and manner of persons in godliness, looking for the hastening unto the coming of the day of God, wherein the heavens shall be on fire, shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat." Okay, so science has learned that the world is winding down. Again, the second law of thermodynamics comes into view. Everything is coming apart or getting worse. Science has also learned that the world is heating up. Elements are heating up. They will eventually dissolve in an atomic fission. This is called the heat death. Science learned this in the 1900s. The Bible is very clear here that the elements will melt in fervent heat. Though this passage is referring to an event that God causes, it is interesting that it also fits with what will occur in nature and thereby just happens to state correct science. This verse, written 2,000 years prior to science catching up and finally understanding that the universe is not always going to be here, as it used to be in the steady state theory. They used to think that the universe was always here and always would be until different scientific facts were discovered that matched other Bible verses that we've already discussed some of them, that the Bible knew beforehand that it had a beginning, and the Bible now demonstrates that it knows it's going to have an end, and it actually names that it's going to be by heat. Well, fervent heat, and that's exactly what it's going to be if it was going to be ran that long, which it's not. God is going to destroy it with a fervent heat even before the fervent heat. But it just matches. It just matches perfectly. Here is more proof that the Bible had knowledge of bacteria and germs over 3,000 years prior to their discovery. And how does God use this knowledge? He makes rules to protect his children. He does not explain why, but says don't do this or do that. Okay? Always how a father would talk to his children. Don't play in the street. Look before crossing the road. There is knowledge here that God has that man does not have 3,000 years before man understands it. It reads, Leviticus 11:30, and the ferret and the chameleon and the lizard and the snail and the mole, these are unclean to you among all that creep. Whosoever doth touch them when they are dead shall be unclean until the evening. And upon whatsoever any of them when they are dead doth fall, it shall be unclean, whether it be any vessel of wood or raiment or skin or sack, whatsoever vessel it be, wherein any work is done, it must be put into water, and it shall be unclean until the evening. Okay, you got to wait till the germs, you got to put it in, and remember, it's running water that they talk about. So they were smarter than we were, okay, till the 1900s, okay. And it also gives the time for the germs to die till the evening. Okay. It must be put into water, and it shall be unclean till evening. So it shall be cleansed. And every earthen vessel whereunto any of them falleth, whatsoever it is in, shall be unclean, and ye shall break it. Of all meat which may be eaten, that on which such water cometh shall be unclean. Okay, and all drink that may be drunk in every such vessel shall be unclean. So you can't eat out of it, you can't drink out of it, you got to destroy it, or you got to clean it in the fashion that's mentioned. And everything whereupon any part of their carcass falleth shall be unclean, whether it be ovens or ranges or pots, they shall be broken down, for they are unclean, and shall be unclean unto you. Nevertheless, a fountain or pit, wherein there is plenty of water, shall be clean, but that which toucheth the carcass shall be unclean. This is clear understanding of germs and bacteria. Again, science catches up 3,000 years later. The Bible knew this thousands of years before science understood it. All right, I'll get another one on. Thanks a lot. Bye.